Yeah,
Like, from the back of the
yeah.
where would you like me to sit? What's the executive, what's spread, like this way?
Facing away from the projector is the executive, because you should know what's up there. I don't expect anybody else to know what's up there.
Okay. I'll just go next to the place. I sent the other Ben, the one who's in it, saying
Well, you say that is so funny every time.
I say it like that because I know it's funny. I sent him a 30-minute video about the rise of Christianity in the third century in Rome, because the faith that existed for the Jesus movement had existed for a couple hundred years by that point, but Christianity, I mean, achieved state power in Rome, or was subsumed into the state in Rome in the fourth century, but really got going in the third century for a lot of interesting material and social reasons. I saw this video and told no, this is some good to know about this. I think you would appreciate it. And this motherfucker texts me. It's like this guy's interpretation of Revelation is all wrong. I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, I'm gonna put Brandon on the
Oh, please
agenda
do. Please do. Can Brendan be here at this meeting?
virtually.
Awesome. Uh, Speaking for himself virtually.
Yeah, it should be. It's nothing too serious for his position. But yeah, you are presenting him technically.
Yeah, I'll probably just say I trust Brendan to speak for himself and build the team.
Yeah.
I mean, I can give an introduction based on what I know of his work and my collaboration with him so far.
Yeah, I gave him a little heads up. I was like, we're gonna talk about why you want the position and why we're giving you the position. And you'll probably answer some questions about like experience and availability. And that's all.
All right.
Yeah, I'm about ready. I got the Zoom open. There's gonna be no microphone, so I'm gonna be super careful that anything that needs to go in the minutes, I will say it.
Okay.
Um, if somebody motions or approves or supports or objects or something and I don't say their name and what they did, then let me know, please.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know what you want to get.
No, I just sent out a Slack and an email.
All right.
I've been really emphasizing that if you're not going to show up, you better fucking fill out the when to meet.
Yeah.
Because what the hell? Um, Morgan is working. Um,
We got word from him. He got back
I
to
got
us.
word from him. I got word from him because I said, "Hey, I need you to fill out my employment paperwork
Oh yeah.
so that I can pay you." That got his attention. Woke, I sleep. Paycheck. Now we're talking.
Yeah. Who in the fucking body? It's a weird room. It's a weird place to have a game. You might help by turning the lights on.
He doesn't know where the Huron is. They should have asked. Uh, Hi, thank you, Vela. Can you speak, please?
Yep, I can hear you too.
Awesome. Perfect.
Have the microphones been tested out? I just want to make sure I can do the minutes without problem.
We
I'll
don't
raise
we
it
don't
if
have
there is a
we don't have
problem.
mics. It's Lake Huron, so there's no mics. But if there's anything that needs to be in the minutes, I'll be sure to repeat it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Asia, Brandon, thank you for being here.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for being here. I'm getting very hopeful. I'm getting dangerously hopeful. Uh, but we're just gonna give everybody a couple more minutes to trickle in because I know we still have some members on the way, and this is just not quite a quorum quite yet. So thank you for your patience. Emily, thank you so much for being here. That's 10 out of 19. That's a quorum. So uh We're going to call this meeting to order at 1:10 p.m. Uh, sorry, let me just share my screen with you guys. All right. All right. So this meeting is called to order at 1:10 p.m. And we're going to start the roll call. Speaker Fatete.
Present.
Right. Steering Chair Mays.
Present.
Commuter Student Support Chair Lunger.
Present.
Legislator Bill.
Present.
Legislator Drzwicki.
Present.
Legislator Faulkner is absent. Legislator Howell is absent. Legislator Kaneta is absent. Legislator Martino is absent. Legislator Moeller is absent. Legislator Norden is absent. Legislator Obra.
Present.
All right. Legislator Perez.
Present.
All right. Legislator Reyes is absent. Legislator Raymond is absent. Legislator Rosario is present. Legislator Wesley.
Present.
All right. Legislator Williams.
Present.
All right. And Legislator Wolf is absent as well. All right. So that concludes the roll call. We're going to move to land acknowledgement. Oakland University resides on the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Anishinaabe, known as the Three Fires Confederacy, comprised of the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi. The land was ceded in the 1807 Treaty of Detroit and makes up southeast Michigan. In recognizing the history and respecting the sovereignty of Michigan's Indian nations, Oakland University honors the heritage of Indigenous communities and their significant role in shaping the course of this region. Further, we recognize the wrongs done to those forcibly removed from their homelands and commit to fostering an environment of inclusion that is responsive to the needs of First Peoples through our words, policies, and actions. The preservation and perpetuation of customs and traditions of Indigenous nations are essential to our shared cultural heritage. A deep understanding of Native peoples past and present informs the teaching, research, and community engagement of the university in its ongoing effort to elevate the dignity of all people and serve as shared stewards of the land. Okay, so next we're going to move to approval of the agenda. We need a motion and a second. Moved by President Black, seconded by Speaker Faitete. Seeing no opposition, we're going to move on. We don't have a guest speaker today. Are there any announcements? President Black?
We have quorum. God bless you all.
All right. Anybody else? Any announcements online? All right. Moving on. Are there any items of new business that somebody wants to add, even though we approved the agenda? You can technically add new business still. Okay, seeing none, we're gonna move on to the old business. We've got two sets of minutes to approve. We need a motion and a second to approve them, or if anybody wants, we can look in more detail. We can discuss the minutes. Moved by Speaker Fatete, seconded by President Black. Sorry, Albert, I didn't get there. So those minutes are approved. Those are congressional records now. Next item is the approval of Legislator Angelina Perez for Majority Leader, presented by Valentin Faitete.
All right. Hello everyone. We have a quorum today, which is really great. But since we have a quorum, I get to have Legislator Perez talk about why they want to go up for majority leader. So I leave that all to them.
Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
Legislator Wolf. Thank you for being here. Are you present or present voting?
I'm present.
All right. Sorry, Legislator Perez, you can go right ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angelina Perez. I also go by Angel for short. My pronouns are they, she, and I am running for majority leader. Let me see. I have a little script. I have to pull it up real quick on my phone. Give me one. I feel like I am very, sorry, I got distracted by what Wolf said. I feel like I am very much qualified for this position because I'm a leader for the club called for Michigan. Not leader. I'm the leader. I'm a fellow for the club called for Oakland, and for that position, I help with a lot of the organizations there. Like currently, right now, for we have been kind of on a hiatus because it is the summer semester, so there's not really much going on campus. But we are going to be back up on in the fall semester. But we tend to help get people registered to vote, and with that, being a fellow for that, I am very much like all hands on deck. Usually things will be passed on to me first before being put on our volunteers. I'm also a chapter leader for Young People's Alliance, which is not an official org at Oakland, but we I'm and it's only currently in the process of becoming an official org. Um, and also for that org, we always like recently like I believe like a month or two ago, we went to the US. We went to the Michigan Capitol and we were doing some lobbying. I did meet a few legislators, like a few legislators, who were representatives. It was really cool. But if anybody has any questions for me, the floor is open for anyone to ask me any questions about this position.
All right, any questions? Uh, Legislator Obra?
Can you speak on to what your plans are, like what you would do with the position making go over there?
Yeah, as majority leader, I will hear out all of the other legislators, all of my fellow legislators on different issues or different legislation that they would like to be passed or they would like to bring forward to the floor. And I will see like what everybody is going for or what everybody is against. And I will try to make sure that we come to a good agreement as the majority leader.
All right, any further questions? Any online? Okay. Um, let's see. Angel, I gotta put you in a waiting room so that we can discuss. Okay. Is there any discussion? Speaker Fatete?
Can everyone online hear me?
Can the people online hear Speaker Fatete?
Sorta.
Hello.
Okay.
Probably not clear enough for the minutes.
I got you. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So, um, I just want to speak on Angel a little bit. Angel has done a lot of work around campus through different types of orgs, and the main job of majority leader in the bylaws is just to help the speaker with a lot of the stuff that I want to do, and additionally gives Angel more hours to do what she wants to do, and helping other legislators. We've talked about what I want from a majority leader before Angel even came up, and it's just we're going to split the role of helping legislators with their tasks and what they want to do and help them with um, any like things within the legislature that are hard for newer members since we have a lot of newer members. So that's kind of what I was thinking, picking Angel because Angel works with people all the time. I think would be really good for the position considering working with new people is all the time is really good for working with the same people all the time. So yeah, that's why I chose Angel. I get that.
All right. Next on the stack is Asia. Sorry, Steering Chair Mays. Go ahead.
So I've known Angel for 2 years. Just clarification, I did not know she was running for majority leader, until the agenda came up. But I've also known how active she is on campus. She's always like at different events and things. She's always trying to, get involved whenever she can. And I just know she's really nice to work with in general and a really nice person. So I vouch for being majority leader. I feel like, her experience, especially with she tables a lot too on campus for her other activities. So her actively being involved, knowing how to table and already knowing how to communicate with others, I feel like would be really helpful for this position. So I'll personally vouch for her to be majority leader. But that I yield.
Okay, thank you, Chair Mays. President Black.
Something like I second everything that the previous two speakers have said, and working with Angel on the campaign trail was a tremendous help. She did so much work for us, and it meant a lot. But I want to highlight something that hasn't come up, which is that the board that she mentioned working through the YPA, um, Vice President Baker and I, outside of our capacity in Student Congress, have had some hangups and concerns about their leadership and like the way that branches are run and how they distinguish their priorities and delegate tasks. But I ultimately see this as a positive because like seeing Angel have to deal with that has shown me just how well she adapts to at times not having the support that she would like to have up above. And, we are going to go about this professional relationship giving her as much support as she needs, but I've seen how well she can stand on her own. And that I think is really significant.
Yeah, thank you, President Black. Any more discussion? Anybody online? Okay, hearing none, we're going to move to the roll call vote. Speaker Faetete,
Yay.
Legislator Williams,
Yeah.
Chair Mays,
Yay.
Chair Lunger,
Yay.
Legislator Bill,
Yay.
Legislator Drzwicki,
Yay.
Legislator Obra,
Yeah.
Angel's going to abstain. Legislator Rosario. All right, Legislator Wesley,
Yay.
Legislator Wolf.
Yay.
Okay. Let me, I don't know. I don't know how to find the waiting room. Y'all are gonna have to bear with me.
Oh, it's right there.
Right here?
It's right now. Like, look at the participants.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Admit. There we go.
Legislator Perez, how do you vote on your approval?
I vote yay.
All right. That's unanimous. Congratulations, Majority Leader Perez.
Thank you.
All right. Next item on the agenda is the approval of Margaret Bassett for the SAFB chairperson, presented by President Black.
Hello everyone. Maggie wishes he could have been at this meeting. Unfortunately, she had other stuff going on. Maggie has been acting SAFB chair for a few weeks now, and before that was assistant chair to the board for a good while. We voted, I believe, unanimously on her approval last semester. And at that meeting, the then SAFB chair said of her that Maggie was even more qualified for her job, that job being the chair position, than she was. I only bring this up to highlight how long Maggie has been doing SAFB stuff, how reliably she's been doing it, how much slack she's picked up over the last few months. And since she's not here to hype herself up, I would just say she's been doing an excellent job. I wish that she could speak to more of the details than I can, because she has pretty sweeping plans for reforming SAFB. I mean, she's got a bill up on the agenda that I have to present in her stead. And I trust her completely, and I support her for the position. Of course, that's why I'm bringing her before you, even if she can't be here to speak on it, unfortunately, in the hopes that you will approve her and we can get SAFP solidified in earnest, start hiring other board members and such.
All right. Yeah, we'll open the floor to questions. Of course, Maggie's not here, but Maggie's in the office all the time, so I think there's a very good chance that I can answer your questions. Do we have any questions?
I have one. I don't know if it was already said, but why isn't she here today?
She is in class. She's got
Oh,
some important class stuff going on.
okay.
All right. Anybody else? Any discussion? Speaker Fayetete?
Yeah, I would just like to say, I'm in the office all the time. I was in the office all the time, like at the end of last semester, and Maggie was always in there with me. Maggie, it was like one of two people that I always saw in the SAFB office and in the office. We talked about a lot of stuff, about SAFB and the relation with OUSC, and Maggie knows what, she's doing. I know when Maggie originally got hired, I looked at Maggie's resume. This was back at last administration. Maggie's overqualified for this position. Very overqualified for this position. Maggie's qualified for like a really, really good job somewhere else. So we're lucky to have Maggie. At least in my eyes, we're lucky to have Maggie running for this chairpersonship. So I'm gonna be voting yay.
All right. Anybody else? Anybody online? All right. Hearing none, we're going to move to the roll call vote. Speaker Fayetete?
Yay.
Legislator Williams?
Yeah.
Steering Chair Mays?
Yay.
Commuter Student Support Chair Lunger?
Yay.
Legislator Bill?
Yeah.
Legislator Jazwicki?
Yay.
Legislator Obra?
Yeah.
Legislator Perez?
Yay.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Majority Leader Perez. Legislator Rosario? It's a yay. Legislator Wesley?
Yay.
And Legislator Wolf? Legislator Wolf? All right, well, that passes. We can come back to that. That's unanimous, or at least it's no nays. I'll let her know. Moving on, the next item is the approval of Legislator Evella for Director of Internal Affairs. Oh, Asia, I'm sorry, Steering Chair Mays.
Can we motion to put CB 6901 next?
Yeah, moved by Chair Mays, supported by Speaker Fayetete. Sorry, President Black, you didn't get there. So we're gonna move straight to CB 6901, the summer 2026 budget. Presented by President Black.
As I said of the budget at the last meeting, the only major change is that we were told that the pool of money we thought we were working with was a conservative estimate. We've reworked it to essentially scale everything more or less the same in relation to each other in terms of what we're allocating to what. It's just a matter of how much is allocated because we have more to give out. So hours have been bumped up, including all your hours as legislators. We have larger donations to those student services that we usually give donations to, the Gender and Sexuality Center, disability support services and so on. Speaker Fantatin, or insofar as she can, Vice President Baker can speak to other substantial changes if they feel the need to address them. But for now, oh yes, much larger allocation for eats and bleeds. We can speak to that later if need be. But yeah, outside of that, it is the same budget that we've discussed and presented a couple times at this point. With that, I'll yield to questions or discussion and answer or defer them as best I can.
Yeah, all
Point
right.
of
Any questions? Any discussion?
point of information, I might be putting my answers to votes in the chat because there's gonna be some moments where I can't unmute to talk. In that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I checked the chat. But I appreciate you letting me know. I will correct that just right now. But is there any discussion or any questions on the budget? Okay. Hearing none. Seeing none online. We're gonna move to the roll call vote. So let's see, the budget is. All right, the budget's right here. So Speaker Faitete,
Yeah.
Legislator Williams,
Yeah.
Chair Mays,
Yay.
Chair Lunger,
Yay.
Legislator Bell,
Yes.
Legislator Jazwicki,
Yay.
Legislator Obra,
Yay.
Majority Leader Perez,
Yay.
Legislator Rosario, I think Legislator Rosario may have left the chat briefly because we are missing somebody. But we can come back to that. Legislator Wesley,
Yay.
all right, and Legislator Wolf,
Yay.
okay. So the budget passes. Wonderful news. All right. So with that, the next item on the agenda is we will go back to what was once item D, approval of Ethan Vella for Director of Internal Affairs, presented by President Black.
All right, yes. Ethan Bella was the first person to reach out to us about potentially taking the DIA position specifically. Showed some initiative in seeking out that particular role, in speaking to former Director Van Patten. And outside of that, I will just let them speak for themselves.
All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm happy to be here. I'll just talk briefly. I was the first to reach out, and I've also reached out to the former Director of Internal Affairs, Zachary Van Patten. So I think I'm prepared for the responsibilities of the job. I've already done a lot of organizing in the office, in like cable management cleanup, cleaning up the desks, other things like that. And I've also started making meeting minutes. I'm currently working on the minutes from last week, and after this meeting, I'll be working on these minutes. So I'm already sort of doing the job, and that's all I really have to say. Thank you.
All right. Any discussion, any questions? Anybody online?
Yes.
All right, Chair Lunger.
I think that you would be a great candidate for Director of Internal Affairs. You were an excellent parliamentarian, and you're very familiar with Robert's OQSC, how things work. I think you'd be a great candidate.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else before we put Vella in the waiting room? Okay. Uh, I'm just going to need you to wait patiently. All right. Any discussion in private? Any anybody, President Black?
I just want to note that recently Vela texted me or texted a group chat I'm in with the simple phrase, "I love taking meeting minutes," and I think that speaks volumes. I just wanted to set that out for the sake of the body. He enjoys the type of work that he's going to be expected to do as DI.
Speaker for Etete?
Um, yeah, knowing, interim director Vela, I think they're more than, excited to take this job. And I think they'd be a really good candidate, especially since they talked with the former director, Van Patten, which was an awesome DIA. Really good at his job. And was very about meeting minutes, about getting stuff done around the office, and went above and beyond their own work. So I'm gonna vote yay.
All right. Legislator Wiki?
I just want to echo what President Black was saying. Um, Legislator Vela is extremely excited and has a lot of fun taking meeting minutes, so that sounds like the perfect person for the job. He's also very organized and I'm sure enjoyed organizing the cables, like he said earlier. I think it's really perfect fit. That's all.
All right. Anybody else? Any further discussion? Okay. Seeing none, we're going to move to the roll call vote. Oh, people keep disappearing. Anyway, I believe we still have a quorum, but I'm going to double check. Um, we're at 9. Uh, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but we got Drizwicki, Lunger, Mays, Bill, Wolf, Perez, Obra, Williams, Pretete, that's 9. We can't vote on this right now.
Wait, who's missing?
Uh, Legislator Bill.
Yeah, Bill and Rosario left.
Unannounced.
Is everybody okay with taking a brief recess while I try and contact them?
Hold on. I think I counted. I actually see 11 because there's two Fiete and Williams, and then there's Mays. There's me, Bill, Dreswicki. So let's see. Uh, there's Mays, me, Bill, Dreswicki. There's 4, so there's 6, and then Obra, Perez, Rosario, Wesley, and Wolf. I think that's 10.
Yeah. Oh,
Rosario left.
Rosario and Wesley are
Oh,
gone.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Bill's here. Bill's here. But Rosario and Wesley are gone. Is everybody okay with taking like maybe a 5-minute recess while I try and get a hold of them?
Motion for a
Yes.
Could we?
Moved by Fetete, supported by Obra. This meeting is recessed.
um,
I was wondering. Okay, never mind. I think they're gone.
Low key, glad I asked to do the budget first. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh my God, you're like a lifesaver. Like you had
Yes.
intuition so much.
I just was
Yes.
like, that was a lot of approvals, and let's do the budget first.
Yes. Thank you, Chair Mays.
Um, hey Autumn,
Yes.
I was wondering what the plan might be if we don't make quorum.
So we have a quorum right now, and we passed the budget, so I'm not horribly concerned about anything else. But I mean, if we lose the quorum, then I still think it's worthwhile to discuss everything. We still can be productive by discussing things and at least, getting anything out of the way, getting any discussion or questions or misunderstandings out of the way. Um, that can help our next meeting go more smoothly, go be more productive, at the very least. But of course, I'm subject to whatever the body decides. I don't make decisions.
I'm really hoping that we meet quorum so we can vote. I would like to get all these approvals done today.
Yeah, we're in a recess right now, but we also have a quorum right now. So if I believe so, parliamentarian. Okay, yeah.
It's only fine.
Yeah. If anybody, if people want to motion to end the recess, that is something you're allowed to do, but it's not necessary. It's a brief recess. So whatever happens, I will just listen to the body.
How's your summer, Autumn?
Pretty good. I love my job. We just passed the budget, which means I get to give a bunch of people money.
Oh, that's
It's pretty good.
wonderful. Yeah,
Yeah,
mine's going good too. I'm just working in my backyard and taking care of my reptiles, just doing stuff around the house.
that's awesome.
I would like to get some I'm hoping PCO, we need a president for PCO. I would like to get some pollinator events going this summer. We need to weed and maintain the Native American Heritage Site and the organic farm. So if any OUSC members are interested in that this summer, let me know.
Yeah, thank you, Chair Lunger. I'll be announcing this. I just reached out to the organic farm this morning and asked them if there's any initiatives or events or efforts or whatnot that need staffing because we are thankfully in a position to give our legislators so many hours this summer. Um, and yeah,
Yeah,
I spoke to the NAC co-chair Beth Wallace about the heritage site and summer staffing a long while ago. So everybody's authorized to do that. Now that we passed the budget, everybody's actually allowed to do that and get paid, which
yeah,
is
that's
awesome.
wonderful because I know that Heritage Site and the farm need weeding. They actually needed it last year, but all the orgs were too busy. They had too much other stuff going on, and it wasn't able to get done. And also for Eats and Beats, I would like to make tie-dye shirts, and I would like to do, I would like to make it similar to the one from the Garcia Brummer administration, have more activities.
Yeah, I wasn't around for Garcia Bremer, but we've got a pretty decent budget for Eats and Beats. I mean, I'm very hopeful that we'll have a very decent staff for Eats and Beats. So
Hey,
I
Autumn.
mean, yeah, I mean, if we get started planning that, then that's totally possible. Legislator Wolf, what's up?
I have a question about employment. I'm wondering when we might get the emails to go sign the work referrals.
So I believe, I can't check it right now because, well, I'll turn off the screen share and look right now. But I'm pretty sure that, it should happen very soon.
Like,
Here, let me open my email.
have other people gotten their work referrals, or is this something that was waiting on the budget?
Oh yeah, no, other people have gotten their work referrals. They're just not allowed to work until we pass the budget.
What we now have.
Yeah, anyone who had their work referral signed can work now. On the time sheet though? No, I believe so.
So we won't get paid for this meeting, but we'll get paid for the next one.
Yeah.
So when is the next meeting?
It's the 21st.
Okay, and it's on the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate to be a
So I will
bother.
I'm sorry?
I hate to be a bother, but I'm that Google form I've been having like issues with my Google account, so I'm worried that maybe like the form didn't go through on
You know,
like
I
your
think maybe
end.
it didn't. You know, I'll double check just as soon as we get out of this meeting. I'll double check the form, and if you have submitted it, then I'll resubmit. And if you have not, then I'll just follow up with you and get the information that I need directly from you instead of making you go through the form.
Oh,
Okay.
well, one more
That's
question.
fine.
Are the meetings weekly or every 2 weeks?
There every 2 weeks. This is just a special meeting because we weren't able to make a quorum last time. But it's time for the recess to end. So I believe we've got everybody. And it is time to vote on the approval of Director Vella. So no, all right. Is everything working okay on the Zoom still? Can you all see?
Yeah, we can see.
All right. Um, and we still got Vella in the waiting room. So is there any further discussion on the approval of Director Vella? Chair Mace?
I was just asking, did we meet quorum? Like point of information, did we meet quorum?
Yeah, we got Wesley back. So that's a quorum.
But didn't Angel leave?
No, Angel's here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. Okay. Any further discussion before we take a vote?
Yeah. Sorry, I can't raise my hand, but I just wanted
It's
to
okay.
say that I think that Vela would be a good choice because they've always shown to be super organized through like all the meetings we've had, and they're always updating the meeting notes. And I think it would be helpful to have someone as organized to be in charge of what's it called? What's the chair position or
Internal affairs.
yeah, I feel like it would be good for him to like be a part or them to be a part of the eternal affairs because they're organized and then they can keep everything together and it won't be like a long process because I'm sure that they'll be able to handle it. And with that, I yield.
All right. Thank you, Legislator Wesley. Anybody else? Anybody online? Okay. Hearing none, we're going to move to the roll call vote. Speaker Faitete,
Yeah.
Legislator Williams, Chair Mays,
Yay.
Chair Lunger,
Yay.
Legislator Bill,
Yeah.
Legislator Drzwicki,
Yay.
Legislator Obra,
Yay.
Majority Leader Perez,
Yay.
Legislator Rosario. I think is not here. Legislator Wesley
Yay.
and Legislator Wolf. Legislator Wolf.
There's a yay in chat.
There is.
Yay.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm not getting notifications for the chat, but I will do my best to check. Um, and if there's something in the chat that I don't see, please just somebody speak up. Um, all right. So that passes. Um, yeah, we need to free them. Congratulations, Director Vela, on your unanimous approval.
Thank you guys.
All right. Next on the agenda is the approval of Sadie Lee Heeman for Director of Sustainability, presented by President Black.
Hello. Uh, Unfortunately, Sadie too cannot be here today. Just because they are running for the Director of Sustainability position, I want to clarify that the reason they cannot be here is because they're working at their unpaid internship at the Urban Farming Collective in Detroit. I do have a statement to read. This was prepared in advance for me. I'll start to read it now. As an environmental science student with a passion for the field, I believe I'm highly qualified for this position due to my experience working for OU's trail maintenance crew, planning and volunteering for events on campus, and my involvement in clubs like Botany Club, Terra Club, and YDSA. I believe in the importance of bringing students into the fold on projects that make our campus less wasteful and more friendly to our non-human members. I hold that Oakland University could and should push its sustainability initiatives much further. Some examples include increasing student awareness of sustainable practices, building effective battery and plastic recycling programs, expanding the biodiversity gardens, rehabilitating areas that need it, like with the Saving Bear Lake project, and opposing projects that run counter to a sustainable campus, like OU's proposed data center. With the connections and experience I already have and those to come, I would be honored to be a part of that work, and especially so as a leader. There is a long way for us to go in creating it, but a better campus is possible. That's the end of Sadie's statement, so I am welcome to field questions on their behalf.
Yeah, did that come through okay online?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. The floor is open to questions. Anybody? Speaker for Tete?
I know, Sadie was really close. Would they be able to be in the office pretty often to do? I know, like, the previous director of sustainability was constantly communicating with people to create events. Would they be able to do something similar?
Yes, they've had several meetings at this point with Riley Demond and are planning on like cultivating space for themselves in the office and being there as often as they can alongside their trail maintenance obligations and such. They have good reason to be on campus fairly often, especially come the fall. So time commitment, especially time commitment to the office, should not be a terrible concern.
I think
Right.
she would be a great candidate for director of sustainability. I like how she's interested in maintaining the pollinator gardens, and I like how she's also in the trails. And I was, when I was thinking we could, I could work with her and I could write some legislation for the gardens and the planned events like Beaver Fest, fall time hikes. I think this would be perfect.
All right. Thank you, Chair Lunger. Legislator Wolf?
Sadie Human really is like the perfect
It's always
candidate, and I think that's all that really needs to be said.
all right.
Just a point of order, this is the questioning period, so I would try to keep it for questions.
Okay, yeah. We are in the question period. Sadie's not here, but there
Oh,
is
oh,
question time
sorry,
and
sorry.
discussion time.
I thought this was discussion time. My apologies.
It's all right. Anybody else? Any more questions? Okay, hearing none, we'll move to discussion. President Black?
I just want to clarify what might be a conflict of interest at the outset. I have a fairly close personal relationship with Sadie. The only reason I'm able to be at this meeting in person and to split my time between my hometown and campus in the way that I have is that they have agreed to house me for the time that I'm in this area. And setting that aside, though, even disregarding my connection with Heman, I really don't think that there's any candidate more qualified, more passionate than them. I mean, they laid it out pretty nicely themselves, and they are talking to me constantly about new ideas that they're having for the position, new initiatives that they could be workshopping, people that they could reach out to, and it's just a no contest vote in my mind. If I could vote, I'd be voting yay. But of course, this is my candidate, so why wouldn't I? With that, I yield.
All right, thank you, President Black. Legislator Williams, did you have some discussion? Sorry, my bad. Legislator Jazwicki?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I fully support uh Lay for this position, and I really was happy to see them reposting the Saving Bear Lake Initiative stuff as well, because that was something the last director of sustainability did, and I like to see continuity in Student Congress, even though it's a new administration. Things like sustainability should have some continuity, and I'm really glad. Um, I think they're a perfect candidate for this position as well. That's all.
All right, any further discussion? Anybody online? Speaker Fatete?
Yeah. The regarding the previous director of sustainability, we personally in the office had a lot of conversations talking about their initiatives and like what student congress could do for them. I believe they are someone that I can reach out to and they can reach out to me to plan stuff for the future as well as come to possibly legislative meetings when we have those. So I'm gonna end up voting yeah.
All right, any further discussion? Okay, hearing none, we're going to move on to the roll call vote. Speaker Fatete?
Yeah.
Legislator Williams? Chair Mays?
Yay.
Chair Lunger?
Yay.
Legislator Bell?
Yeah.
All right, Legislator Drzwicki?
Yay.
Legislator Obra?
Yeah.
Majority Leader Perez?
Yay.
Legislator Rosario, I believe, is absent. Legislator Wesley?
Yay.
And Legislator Wolf?
Yay.
All right. So Sadie Lee Heeman is approved for Director of Sustainability unanimously. All right. So moving on, the next item of new business is the approval of Ellie Johnson for the Director of Marketing. Once again, Ellie Johnson is not here, but we have some good amount of information. So I'm going to pass it to President Black.
Yes, I have not a whole lot to add for Ellie Johnson, given that she is looking to retake the position that she held for the bulk of last semester. All I can say is that we watched her really make the absolute best out of some difficult circumstances and a really unacceptable workload that was put on her. She did as much as she possibly could with it and has just been a very good, like, positive presence in the body. And I think really that speaks for itself, especially with a position like marketing. Outside of that, the materials that she's produced have been very solid. And I would normally say all that by way of introduction, but she's not here. So I guess we just have to move to questions. I'll do my best to defer or field those.
All right, yeah, the floor is open to questions. Of course, Ellie's not here, but we've asked her questions. We have a decent amount of information, so ask away. Anybody? Legislator Obra?
Do you know the reason why Ellie got?
Ellie, I believe is at work. I can double check that quickly.
She filled out the when to meet.
Oh, I do remember that Ellie is at work, and
There's a
oh, okay,
that's fine.
so yeah, we are gonna lose quorum at that time. So I'll try to be efficient. But yeah, Ellie is at work right now. And she told us that she wouldn't be here. And we scheduled it for this time anyway, just to try and make a quorum. Any more questions? Okay, moving on. Any discussion? Speaker Faitete?
Just a quick point of discussion. Ellie, we went through three different marketing directors, I believe, until we got to Ellie during the last administration. And like was previously mentioned, Ellie had a tremendous workload because there were a bunch of events that were happening or planned to happen, and it was just a lot. I know Ellie ended up going over hours, which I will not let that happen with my power as speaker to Ellie again, because I don't think anyone should have that again. But Ellie handled it very well, had a lot of lines of communication with me and other legislators. So I'm going to be voting yay.
All right, Director Vela?
I will say during Heritage Week, Ellie was phenomenal getting the posters out, and I think she was able to work under a lot of that pressure. I think she does a good job. Um, and I'd be happy to have her as marketing director.
All right, any further discussion? Okay, hearing none, we're going to move to the roll call vote. Speaker Faitete?
Yeah.
Williams?
Yeah.
Mace?
Yay.
Lunger?
Yay.
Bill?
Yay.
Drzwicki?
Yay.
Obra?
Yeah.
Perez?
Yay.
Rosario, absent. Sound off if you're here. Wesley?
Yay.
And Wolf.
They said yay in the chat.
All right, thank you. So that does it. Ellie Johnson is approved for our Director of Marketing. All right. Next item on the agenda is approval of Brandon Putty for Director of Student Advocacy. Then after that is 6901 and then 6902 and then 6903. That can be moved with a motion or we can just keep on going. All right. So for the approval of Brandon Putty for Director of Student Advocacy, that's presented by President Black.
Yes. Brandon, again, was one of the first people who expressed interest in this position. I've worked with him sporadically and have very much liked what I've seen in terms of commitment and so forth. But I will let Brandon speak for himself on why he would like this position.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Yep, you're coming through great.
Yes.
Okay, good. So I mean, I was gonna say my name is Brandon Putty, but you guys know that. So President Baker asked me if I'd be interested in any of the director roles, and when I was reading through the list, Director of Student Advocacy really jumped out at me because the description of it, pretty much everything that I would be responsible for, the heritage events, making sure the wow, legislation, I can't say that right now. Is diverse as well as other events, and being on top of the menstrual product drive or initiatives. All that stuff is something that I'm passionate about because I feel like people like me, you know, um, aren't don't typically pay enough attention or effort towards that, and so I was really excited to get the chance to kind of work towards that.
All right. The floor is open to questions. Speaker Faitete?
Yeah, I know I sat in on your interview, and you answered quite a few questions. I just had a question about communicating with student orgs. How would you go about communicating with student orgs, and do you have any ideas as like right now of who you want to contact to make events for the fall and winter semester? Mostly the fall because winter is pretty far away for right now.
Um, I'm still kind of new to the role, so I don't know exactly how I would go about that. But I guess right now I would maybe ask some of the other directors or anyone who would be willing to help um, how to go about that. But I would definitely uh uh trying to think of how I want to say this. Uh, be proactive with communication towards student orgs once I understand kind of the proper way to do that.
All right. Any further questions? Anybody online?
Brandon, would we be able to would we be able to do a neurodivergent acceptance week this fall? Because I graduate in December. I would like to help plan that. And we were supposed to do neurodivergence acceptance week in the winter semester, but we didn't get a chance. I was wondering if we could plan that this fall.
Yeah, I would be 100% open to planning a neurodivergence acceptance week.
That would be great. Thank you.
All right. Any further questions?
Um, I have a question. Have you done any kind of like volunteer work or like anything else at Oakland that you want to talk about?
I haven't done any volunteer work at Oakland, but I have done volunteer work kind of at like outside of that, if you want me to speak on that.
Yeah, any like extracurricular outside of this?
Yeah, so I mean, since I was a little kid, I've been doing well, I live in Pontiac and me and my family go out and we always pick up trash around the neighborhood. And there were a couple years where there was like an official event that we went and did that. Um, I know there's been more. I'm struggling to think of it all right now. Um, oh, at my high school, we had a deal where we could go volunteer at the Renaissance Fair, and then the Renaissance Fair would donate $75 towards the high school for students' accounts who so they could pay for their lunch money or school supplies or whatever else they needed.
All right. Any further questions? Okay. Hearing none, I'm gonna put. Oh, I'm sorry. Speaker Fatete?
Yeah, I just have one question. Um, During the summer, at least in my head, is like the best time to plan events for the fall because it gives us enough time to like plan stuff out. How many hours are you willing to be in the office if you can be in the office, or like willing to discuss with legislators or me or my minority leader to kind of like flesh things out where we can help you, what you need from us, and vice versa?
Well, I'm seeing that, the hours allotted to me are 8, and I would be 100% willing to work all 8 of those. I don't have many things that would cause um like problems where I wouldn't be able to work those 8 hours a week.
All right. Any further questions? Okay. I'm gonna put interim director Putty in waiting room. Any discussion? Anybody online? Speaker Fatete? We lost Ben and Ben already voted. So does that count? Parliamentarian?
Oh, I'm gonna have to say no.
Okay. So we cannot vote on this item, but we can still discuss it.
I think Putty would be a great director for student advocacy. He seems passionate about the Heritage Weeks and Neurodivergence Acceptance Week. And if he's able to be on campus and work the 8 hours a week, I think he would be a great candidate.
All right. Thank you, Chair Lunger. Speaker Fatete?
I know I already did this. Um, the president and vice president, but I'd like to make a note with the legislature that I would prefer somebody that was more already active with the community across campus and the different types of communities across campus. Someone who already has those social relationships would be really good for this position. I additionally worry about never having organized an event before because I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. And it is nice to have help, and help should always be provided. I just worry about the not necessarily follow through, but how concisely we can plan these events and execute them like in the fall semester and winter semester. That's just something I worry about because I know it's a really difficult position and you have to communicate a lot and you have like having those connections as I've aforementioned is really necessary. Um, but I mean, you could always be really good at the job, so nothing on him.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker Fatete. I believe Director Velas first.
Right. I want to say I understand where Val is coming from, but I also want to say that we're no stranger to like onboarding people into the legislature, not even in like important roles like this. So I think if we're like people in here are willing to give him the support he needs, I think he could make a good director, but that's just me.
All right, thank you, Director Vela. Legislator Drzwicki.
Yeah, I have to say I'm glad we can't vote on this yet because I kind of share Speaker Faitete's concerns because as someone who was in the position and had like a short amount of time, which looking back on it, I really don't think I should have been in charge of planning Heritage Week with that amount of time left, just because I was rushing. Because of all the communication you have to do with other people, I was rushing them too just to get it done. And yeah, you need a lot of organization. You have to think about a lot of detail. It's a very detail-oriented position. And I wasn't very satisfied with a lot of his answers to the questions. He didn't really seem to know what to say. But that's not to say that he can't learn. I think getting his position filled over the summer is actually number one priority because people can learn. It's not impossible to learn how to plan an event, but he would definitely need a lot of guidance from the rest of the executive board, especially Director of Internal Affairs and the President and Vice President. I like in my position, I really wished I had more guidance from the executive on what like and more input in general. But yeah, like it requires a lot of planning that I'm not super confident yet that he could do based on his answers, but that's not to say he can. I'm just a little bit wary about approving him. And that's all.
All right, yeah, any further discussion?
Um, I just wanted to say I'm only like a little bit cautious about him because I guess if we're looking for the director of like student advocacy, we need someone who's able to advocate for the students. And if you're not able to, or like not able, but if you're not aware on how you can do that going into it, I just feel like it would be fair to give him time to think and like give him more of a process of like an initiative or like something that he wants to get done, because if he, like it was already mentioned, if he's not able to plan or like if he's not aware on how to plan an event, it wouldn't make sense to approve him right away. But I don't think we're doing the approval today, so I think it gives us a good minute to sit and maybe ask more questions and see how he would fare. And with that, I yield.
Yeah, thank you, Legislator Wesley. As a point of information, yes, that's correct. We only have 9 voting members right now, which is not a quorum, so we're just discussing. Chair Mays?
I would say although a lot of us are a little unsure about having them be, you know, just put into this position and maybe not know how to actually advocate for the students, one thing to keep in mind is that even though the directors are the head of something, they will be working with us and we will be able to help them. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be cautious of having them be the director of student advocacy, but also mentioning that they won't be doing this alone, and we probably should not allow a director to just be alone when they're working for the students because they need multiple, especially for a director of advocacy, multiple avenues and connections with the students. But I'm just mentioning that.
All right, thank you, Chair Mays. Legislator Obro?
Yeah, I think it's a really good point that like he is really inexperienced and does not have connections, but I believe he shows like enough passion for this job, like enough passion to to do this job. Like with help, I think he could do this job pretty well, especially since we have like the entire summer, like the rest of the summer to onboard and to plan events for the fall and winter. Um, I think he could be able. I think he has the ability to be a good candidate if given the resources.
All right, thank you, Legislator Obro. Is there any further discussion on the approval of Brandon Putty for Director of Student Advocacy? Oh, Advisor Miller?
In person or only virtual?
No.
Yeah.
Training and hands-on. The person is going to not be here. I would wait until potentially.
Yeah.
I asked this question during the both the interview and I believe I asked it Garrett as well. Or someone did.
I'm not sure if it was asked today just now, but definitely during the interview.
Yeah. Lives in time. Said he would be-
Oh, for the minutes and for the everybody on the Zoom, Advisor Miller said that asked if interim director Putty is going to be available for summer work in person. And the answer is yes. Any further discussion on this? Okay, so that concludes the discussion on this. Everybody continue to think and talk about this until we vote again next week. Next item on the agenda is, since we already did, oh, I'm sorry, Chair Mays.
I'm sorry to do this again, but motion to table old business until next week.
Okay, moved by Chair Mays, opposed by President Black. So I believe we have to go into a roll call vote. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to go into a roll call vote on this motion. So just give me a quick second to make this.
Yeah, we have to discuss the motion
Oh,
first.
okay, so we have some discussion time. But Chair Mays, you can speak.
I only did this because I'm pretty sure I don't have to go nowhere, but other people seem to have other things to do. And as from last meeting, although we discussed stuff, I don't remember anything we discussed that we didn't vote on. So I feel like that might just be a me thing, but like once again, people are going to look at this for another week. We're going to vote on it next week. We might as well talk about it next week because I'm pretty sure people are going to ask questions next week anyway. So, just for time's sake and everything, I feel like it's better to just table old business for now because
Speaker
we're missing
Faitete.
form anyway.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. With that, I
Was okay. Speaker Faitete.
We are able to vote on motions just because we're not actually voting on anything that would impact like the wide scheme of OUSC. We are, and also fluidity, we have to vote on motions. no matter the quorum. Additionally, there is stuff we should probably still discuss. There is my resolution and also the bill to establish a recycling disposal programs, and I don't know how many people have looked these over. But it's very important that we do look over these and discuss them, because especially speaking personally, my resolution, there could be something that I'm missing or that I could add. And if we wait until next week, and nobody's looked over it still, I won't be able to address those issues and I'll have to just table it again. So I can get enough input to concretely and like solidly, in my mind, pass this resolution or like put it up for a vote. So that I'm not going to vote on putting away the business.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. President Black.
The question was raised about if we discussed anything at the last meeting, and we did not discuss much of anything at the last meeting because the exact same motion was made and went through unopposed. As far as the time issue is concerned, and as far as just delaying everything until next week is concerned, we can at least give these bills a once over while folks are here. And because of those very same scheduling constraints that you mentioned, I don't know how much attention people are going to devote to these in their free time. And that's perfectly reasonable. That's perfectly reasonable. But while folks are here, we might as well take a look at them. I yield.
All right. Thank you, President Black. Chair Mace.
I understand looking over them for a bit, I guess. But I would also say, looking over it and talking about it today won't stop it for potentially being tabled next week if we still don't meet quorum again. But yeah, that's just me though. With that, I yield.
Okay, President Black.
At the risk of going out of order, if that's the mentality we're approaching this with, why do anything at all? We're here to have a meeting. Should we not have a meeting? I yield.
Okay. Any further discussion on this motion?
I actually think we should, discuss the bills and look them over. Even though we can't vote on them today, we'll be able to vote on them next week or the following. I think we should at least take a look at them, because a lot of people are busy and they don't have and they don't really have time to review them. So it wouldn't hurt to and we could do a quick run through.
Quick point of information, Brenda Putty is still in the waiting room.
Yeah. Hi, Interim Director Putty. We lost quorum. We're not able to vote on your approval today. We're discussing a motion about whether or not to table the rest of the agenda.
Okay.
Is there any further discussion on this motion? Mr. Speaker?
Yeah, I would just like to say, I really like to second what President Black said. We are the fact that we are not making quorum or just barely meeting quorum is a big problem. And eventually something is going to have to be done about it, because if we can't do our jobs and come in here, vote on resolutions, vote on bills to get prepared for the fall semester and eventually the winter semester. And also, if I can't make quorum isn't necessary on my legislative meetings. If I can't get a majority of legislators here to plan stuff for the fall, I view it as a complete disservice to students. We were voted into these positions no matter how many votes that we got. We have a lot of stuff to plan for the fall semester, and we need to get it done. Quorum isn't a suggestion, it's a duty, and we are currently failing on that, and that needs to change. And thank you all for being here, the ones who are here and the ones who were here before, but we do need a quorum now, next week, and all the weeks after. And with that, I yield.
Right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. President Black?
I just want to note that since we passed the budget, all folks here in the legislature who have signed their work referrals can, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, log this meeting or like from the passage of the budget onward, is that right?
I'm sorry, repeat the question. I can possibly answer.
They can, now that the budget's passed, this like counts toward their hours, right?
Yes.
Consider a special meeting
This is a special meeting, yes.
is by definition. That this address the need of why it was called a special meeting. I don't know if it's in the
So yeah,
Constitution or
the bylaws say a special meeting needs to be, I'm sorry, I'm not the parliamentarian, but I'm ready.
This is judiciary chair, which technically I am interim.
Okay, yeah, you can answer.
The bylaws just say that a special meeting may be called. I believe it does say for a specific need, but the specific need was that we didn't make quorum to have the previous meeting. So I would think it would still apply that we have the whole meeting unless called upon by the legislative to
I'll be back.
to motion to table all this. So I think it's still in order to have this meeting.
Yeah, the quote is one stated purpose at the discretion of the steering chair, and we check with the steering chair. So
Yes.
Yeah, and I think too many things are getting tabled. I think that we're not too many times with not meeting quorum. We do need to get things going to prepare for fall, and the faster we get our e-board members approved, and the faster we get all this legislation passed, then we could just start planning events. It's not this is not a good start to the summer, to not be having quorum and for everything to be postponed. I think we do, hopefully next week we meet quorum and we're able to get everything passed. And it wouldn't hurt to do a quick review. We don't have to do a long one, but it wouldn't hurt to just quickly review the bills so that way everyone knows what they're for.
all right, thank you, Chair Lunger. Chair Mays?
Yes, although it wouldn't hurt to do a quick review. My only concern is like I want to get things passed, but this might just be a personal feeling. I just do not like being in meetings where we're talking about stuff but not able to vote on it. Um, I know the whole point is discussion, and we do that occasionally, but I think these have been on the agenda for at least 3 meetings now because this is old business from the winter semester, actually. So, well, some of it is old business from the winter semester. So, my thing is, it's been on the agenda for quite a while now. So, continuing to talk about it but not being able to vote on it is just something I personally don't like doing. And I would rather use that time that we have to actually vote on it and get it out the way instead of using time to just talk about it but still not be able to do anything about it. That's just how I feel about this.
Okay, Mr. Speaker?
I'll use my resolution as an example. We got to go over it in one meeting and I received no input on it. I have yet to receive any input on my resolution against the data center, except for the students who originally signed on it back last winter, or not winter, fall and summer semester. So I need input from the legislature. I need to make sure this is written well. I need more input from people, so we need to discuss it at least once. If people aren't interested in discussing it, I'm probably not going to get any input, but that is just another problem if you are not actively participating in the discussion. And you doesn't, I would just like to clarify, you doesn't refer to anybody. It's just a general you.
All right, thank you. Legislator Obra?
Yeah, I just want to say additional, like time we spend now discussing it is time we save later not discussing it. That was my point.
All right, I believe we're out of discussion time on this. So unless there's a motion, we're going to move into the roll call vote on the motion to table old business items I, J, and K. For the record, that is 6901 resolution against the data center, 6902 a bill for recycling, 6903 bill for SAFB compensation. Right? Speaker Faitete,
Nay.
Legislator Williams, Chair Mays,
Abstain.
all right, Chair Lunger,
Abstain.
Legislator Bell,
Nay.
Legislator Drzwicki took a point of personal privilege, I believe. Yeah, so we'll count that and abstain. Legislator Obra, Majority Leader Perez,
I abstain.
all right, Rosario's absent. Legislator Wesley,
Nay.
Legislator Wolf is also absent. So 5 nays, no yays. The motion does not pass. So with that, the next item on the budget or the next item on the agenda is CR 6901, resolution concerning the Oakland University Data Center. Speaker Faitete,
Yeah, if you could pull it up on the screen really quick.
it's right here.
So, I essentially just expanded upon the original resolution that we passed back in the fall of last term. While there are some differences in the whereas, it would take me forever to read through this bill. I believe it is 4 pages long, or resolution. It's like 4 pages long. So I encourage you all in your free time to read it. It's available to all of you through the email, through the agenda. And if you need commenting access, I would love to give you commenting access so you can make changes. Oh, everyone has commenting access. That's wonderful. But essentially it is stating all the concerns that we previously had with the data center. And then also brings up the high temperature hot water pipes that had a leak. Just talking about the sustainability, or not the sustainability, but the health of our campus infrastructure and concerns over that. Additionally, at the end, if you could go to the end, it calls upon the Oakland University administration. Oh, can you change students? I don't know how that happened. So it essentially calls upon Oakland University administration to work with the following parties in some way. All these parties are either only in meetings or are involved really at all. And that is the AAUP, which is the professors union on campus, the Campus Development Environment Committee, which is already being worked with, the Community Engagement Committee, which is a Senate committee that focuses on community engagement throughout, I believe, Auburn Hills and Rochester Hills. Communities of Rochester, Rochester Hills, Auburn Hills, and Pontiac areas, just to make sure, because this data center will be taking from the grid, from the DTE substation. It will affect those communities, in energy consumption in those communities, which will raise prices. And I think they should have a voice in this project. The Department of Chemistry, specifically the environmental chemistry faculty and staff. One mistake that we made on the last resolution was I said environmental faculty, or environmental science faculty. And it was a problem of that didn't exist in name, but exists there is an environmental faculty and environmental science faculty. So I clarified on this resolution to make sure that is clarified. Oakland University faculty, Oakland University staff, and the Oakland University student body. I added all of these just because during the town hall that Mackie had last winter, students got to speak and some professors got to speak, but staff wasn't able to be spoken to or speak up for what they think. And additionally, not only was staff avoided, but also community members. So I made sure to include them to make it so Oakland University administration knows that we want them to communicate with all parties that will be affected. And yeah, this is what I have so far. It also includes some information from the the town hall. I just included as much new information as I could put in there. But if there's anything that you think needs to be clarified, or if there's anything that I forgot that we should add, please add a comment or add a suggestion edit, and I'll look it over. Before I do anything about it, I will have a conversation with you. I want to make sure I'm not mixing up words and I understand what you mean. So that's it. Like any comments or questions.
All right, President Black.
I'm understood. Why is the chemistry department singled out specifically?
The Department of Chemistry? It's just to specify. It's not single.
Oh, okay.
I think I put it in.
It's
the section H.
Oh, yeah. Section. I can look at the bill right now.
Oh, I must not. This edit must not have been saved. But under H, it does say in no specific order or hierarchy. So everyone should be consulted equally. I'll just need to re-add that, but I see what you mean. I'm not trying to discriminate against any.
My main question is, so environmental chemistry faculty and staff have a subheading under the Department of Chemistry, but is there a reason that it's chemistry rather than, say, the Department of Biology?
Because environmental science is under chemistry.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
Thank you.
Biology is medical.
I misunderstood.
No, it's okay. I thought the same thing until I looked on the website.
All right, any further discussion on this resolution? Anybody online? All right. Hearing none. We can't vote on this. Is there a motion to table this?
Motion to table until next week.
Moved by Speaker Fatete, supported by President Black. All right. So the next item on the agenda is CB 6902, so a bill to establish recycling and disposal programs under the responsibility of the Director of Sustainability. That's presented by President Black.
So, since
That's a lie. That's supposed to say President Black.
Vice President Baker and I got into office, actually since well before we got into office, well before we were even thinking about it, before Autumn was even in Student Congress in the first place, we had been collecting our returnables to give them to the Veteran Support Service can drive. As soon as Autumn found out there was a Veteran Support Service can drive, she was collecting all of the returnables that she could and encouraging me to do the same and encouraging others to do the same. And now that we're here, we just want to systematize that. And it would be under the Director of Sustainability position. They would work with VSS and they have some funds allocated in the budget that we just passed for this purpose to facilitate an expansion of the returnable program. And in addition to that, I don't know what exactly the impetus for this particular issue was, but we also want to include a concrete battery recycling program under the sustainability header because it's very difficult to safely and adequately dispose of batteries. And it seems the sort of task that the Director of Sustainability should be involved in. So with that, I'm happy to field or defer questions.
Not a question, but I need to mention as a point of information that like the returnable containers, the battery program does exist. It is operated by OU Recycles. There is a comprehensive battery disposal program on campus. This would just be that we have to make a good faith effort to support it. But the floor is open to questions or discussion. Anybody online?
I think this is a wonderful initiative. I would like, I'm very passionate about sustainability. I've been passionate about it since I joined OUSC. I would like to work with with Director Herman on this. And we definitely need more more recycling and more sustainability options around campus.
All right. Thank you, Chair Lunger. Any further discussion or any questions on this bill?
Um, have you guys, I know we're supporting veteran support services, right? Is that what it said?
Yes.
Have you
Yeah,
guys
so
also looked at the program? I'm not sure if it's a program, but the library also maybe potentially trying to work with both?
Yeah, that's actually come up in some of our discussions. I think, just as a point of information, Vice President Baker can speak to that more than I can.
Yeah. The Kresge Library has one of OU Recycle's containers. Kresge Library doesn't have anybody that is in charge of battery disposal. They just hold on to a box that can get filled up with the batteries. And I've been in touch with OU Recycles, who actually operates that program. That's what I mentioned just a minute ago. So yes, we've got open lines of communication with both the existing returnable containers and the existing battery disposal. Any further discussion on this recycling initiative bill? All right. Hearing none, we can't vote. Is there a motion?
The table this.
Moved by President Black, supported by Speaker Faitete. This item is tabled. Next on the agenda is CB 6903, bill relaxing restrictions on SAFB staff compensation. Technically, this is presented by President Black.
Yeah, so now that Maggie is here, she can correct me on the spot if I say anything incorrect, but I'm just going to try to breeze through this because this is probably the simplest bill on the agenda. We would just like to make it so that the SAFB chair does not have the same hours cap, but maintains I believe, the accountability to the legislature for approving their hours. Like the SAFB chair, at the pending the approval of the legislature, will be able to work more at my discretion. Is my understanding of this bill. I'm presenting it. I did not write it, Maggie.
Yeah, essentially, and then also with committee members, we want to give them more hours because I think this past year they've been working more hours, what is like illegally, like contrary to what the OUSC bylaws say. And we would like to not have people work illegally. Yeah, I don't know. So we just want to relax the restrictions on that.
All right. Any discussion, any questions on this bill? Anybody online?
I think that this is a good bill because you don't want to be working if you're not getting like paid essentially. So it only makes sense that that this bill is being written and hopefully it does get passed next week. And with that I yield.
All right. Thank you, Legislator Wesley. Mr. Speaker?
Yeah. So in regards to this bill, it just essentially confirms that SAFB can be paid more for their work and doesn't go against the bylaws for their work. So I mean, obviously I'm going to support it because I mean it's technically already precedent as what we have been doing. It just solidifies that the SAFB chair can be paid this much and employees can be paid this much. So I'm gonna vote yay when we can. But with that, I yield.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Anybody else? Any discussion? Okay. Hearing none, we can't vote. Is there a motion to table this item? Moved by President Black, supported by Speaker Faitete. This item is tabled. So moving on, the next item on the agenda is discussion. Is there any discussion? Anybody
Um,
online?
yeah, I think it was said last in the winter semester about the pay and how it wasn't like necessarily fair for the amount of hours that they put in and the amount of help that they do. So I don't know. I guess I was just adding extra support to the thing we've already discussed, but I think it's important for SAFB to get um the uh the right amount of credit they deserved due to how the last semester went. And I feel like it's only right that we do raise them because it requires a lot of hours and you just don't want to be ooh, there's a word that I'm looking for, but I can't remember it right now. But I guess you just don't want to be like underappreciated or like underpaid for all the business that you're doing. So yeah, I'm glad that this bill was written. With that, I yield.
All right, thank you, Legislator Wesley. Is there any further discussion on any items that we've had on the agenda today?
Sorry, I actually do
Mr.
have
Speaker? Oh,
oh, sorry. I do have one more question I forgot to add about like the recycling thing.
okay.
Where would those I'm assuming it's like an extra can to put like disposables like the batteries in, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Yes.
Well, the batteries, to my understanding, are a unique case where you have to have a very specific setup for battery disposal and storage. But as far as the returnables go, my understanding
Okay.
is that yes, it would just be an extra can.
Okay.
As a point of
I'm
information, the batteries go in drums. OU Recycles has the drums. If we need another container, there's money in the budget for that.
okay.
But yeah, it would be a unique container for this.
Okay.
And it would also be a unique container for the returnables. That's at the discretion of the Director of Sustainability.
Okay. Where would those be like placed? Would it just be like one or would it be like multiple across campus?
So, as a point of information, it's not specified in the bill. So it's up
Okay.
to the discretion in the budget and the
Yeah.
the will of the Director of Sustainability.
Okay.
It's flexible. It's not specified.
All right.
All right. Any further discussion, Mr. Speaker?
I would just like to state again, thank you. um, Those who were here, so that we got the budget passed, so everyone that has their work referrals passed can work now. Would just like to say and restate again, please be here for the next meeting. I know at least personally for my resolution, I want as many people here, because if we just barely meet quorum, I'm gonna table it again. I need more than just the bare minimum to be sound at mine with passing this resolution. And with that, I yield.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So
Any other discussion?
about half of that didn't come through. Can I get that again for the minutes?
Yeah, I can quickly restate it. I would just like to thank everyone that was here today. Additionally, don't forget that we have a meeting next week, and I personally need more than just over half of the legislature to be here because my resolution, I don't feel sound of mind having that voted on by just the bare minimum of legislators. I would like to have as many people comment on it, have questions about it, and pass it, or deny it. I just need more people here to be sound of mind passing this resolution if we do pass it. And that's what I previously stated.
That come through okay?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Anybody else for discussion? Anybody online? All right. Seeing none, we're going to move on to legislative updates. Mr. Speaker?
Yeah, I'll keep it short because genuinely there wasn't that much I did last week. I came in here and I was working on the training for the new legislators as well as just the returning legislators to make sure everyone knows what's going on. It's going to be like a PowerPoint. Additionally, I am going to look at the schedule, the previous schedule to see what would be a good time for a legislative meeting. Just because that does need to happen eventually, and I want that to be the training, and then we can have another meeting, kind of planning out what events we will be doing. So I'll be looking at that. If you have not added your availability or if this time does not work for you anymore, I would just like to say I would like you to go back and change it just so if we need to change the time for the meetings, we can do that as soon as possible. So we can have meetings with a majority of people here. And I will leave it at that. And if anyone has any questions, you can feel free to ask me questions in section D. In regards to legislative reports. With that, I yield.
All right. Next is updates for legislative leadership. So that's Chair Lunger, Chair Mays.
I've just been working on some commuter initiatives, some sustainability initiatives, and I'd like to collaborate with Director Sherman this semester to plan some summer gardening events. And I'd also like
I'm sorry,
to,
point of information. Do you mean Director Heeman? Sadie Lee Heeman, Director of Sustainability?
yes,
All right. Thank you.
and
Sorry,
I would
sorry to interrupt. Go
also,
ahead.
yeah, and I would also like to plan eats and beats.
All right.
For me, I've just been trying to make sure I can have the. Oh my gosh, I can't even think right now. I have the templates for the next agendas, and I'm trying to plan out the next meetings for the summer to get things going. Unsure if we're gonna keep this date or not, but and also I was thinking of reaching out to anyone so I can try to work on campus food committee for the bylaws because I know it's still wrong right now, wrongly formatted. And that's about what I'm working on right now.
All right. Any updates, legislative updates from anybody else? Anybody online? All right. Moving on, any questions related to legislative reports? Okay, seeing none. Are there any liaison reports?
Yes, as PCO liaison, I would like, we need a president. Um, so if anyone's interested, please feel free to reach out. And I'd also like to get some gardening events going for the summer. I would like to weed and maintain the organic farm and the Native American Heritage Site. So please feel free to reach out.
Yeah, as a point of information, do you want to tell people what PCO is?
PCO is the Pollinator Conservation Organization. We maintain the pollinator gardens, and we also have pollinator themed events like crafts, games, trivia. We support native pollinators and native plants in Michigan. We support butterflies, bees, moths, hummingbirds. And if anyone's interested in, filling the role of president or joining, let me know.
All right, thank you, Chair Lunger. Moving on to executive reports. President Black.
Uh, so my work in this past week has more or less been the same as the work I described in my last executive report. I've been continuing to make connections with various administrators, set up meetings. I'm meeting with interim VP for Student Affairs and Engagement, Mike Wadsworth, tomorrow, I believe. And once again, I'll reiterate that Vice President Baker and I have a meeting with President Peskovitz on June 5th. It is a very rare and precious half hour that we get to speak with the president of the university. If you have anything that you really think she ought to know or hear out, and think that, like, or if you know someone who would, please reach out to us. We want to make the absolute most of this meeting, and I'm at least very grateful to have the chance to speak with the president of the university. Not a lot of students get to do that. So I'm preparing for that, fielding as many questions and concerns as I can. I just want to mention now that we've passed the budget, all of you are good to start clocking your hours. Thank you. We appreciate it. And if you need something to do with those hours, please reach out to your new majority leader, reach out to the speaker, reach out to the VP, or reach out to me. All of those are good points of contact. We will absolutely help you brainstorm ideas for ways that you can use the time and money that we've allocated for you to help the student body. We're here working for you guys at the end of the day. Outside of that, I'm very grateful now to have some new folks on my staff, and I've let all of the approved people for the executive board know that they've been approved. So I'm looking forward to starting with them on coordinating tasks. Now that I've started to talk about next week rather than last week, I think I might as well yield.
All right, thank you, President Black. Moving on to the VP's report. I've been talking a lot with all the people that we're donating money to. Thank God we passed this budget because now I'm handing out tons of money to different groups that we love. So thank you, everybody. And of course, I'm asking them about any staffing opportunities for you all. So that's GSC, DSS, VSS, the food pantry, the organic farm as well. I've been trying to get ready for this admissions tabling that's starting 5 days from now is Tuesday. So right now we're planning to advertise for Modern States, which is a free college credit exam program, the Affordable Course Materials Initiative, and also for our free printing. Those are the things that are currently slated to be at the tabling, but if there's some other resource or initiative that's important to you or some other information that you want to share with the students, let us know. We can reach a ton of incoming students, and we don't even have to be there because of how awesome OSI is. Also, we are seeking people to staff for GrizFest in the fall. If you don't know, that's where a ton of different organizations have tables and students come in and look at all the different things that they can do on campus. So that's also really impactful and gets a lot of people who haven't heard of anybody yet. We're seeking people to go and represent us at the United Student Government Conference. That is still being scheduled, but it's very likely going to be the 23rd, or else it may be the 29th or the 30th. So if you're interested in getting in touch with other student governments and hearing what they're doing and sharing ideas with them, that could be a wonderful opportunity. You'll also get to know our president and our SAFB chairperson at the same time. Additionally, since we passed this budget, you are all eligible to distribute menstrual products. And I really need somebody to do that. I'll help you. I'm really good at it. It's not that hard, and I think it's a good time. And I would really love to get to know anybody who hasn't worked here before. And I would love to get those menstrual products out there so that people can use them for free. Because I think that's really important and really awesome. Additionally, I want to say, thank you to everybody for being here. Like I said, it's absolutely tremendous that we passed this budget and that we get to do all these things. Not to mention, I'm going to be buying all sorts of stuff for the vending machine. But I'm sad to say that despite such a huge victory as the budget passage, this is like a mixed bag. Like this is really bittersweet to me. Because I really would love to have more people at these meetings. I would love to be able, uh, to talk about things and maybe even pass them. And I've been trying very hard to get in touch with everybody to understand everybody's availability and needs. As far as these meetings, as far as employment paperwork, and timing of everything. Please, if there's anything at all that I can do to make something easier for you or to help you remember or help you stay on track or help you get some paperwork through or anything at all, please let me know. Because I'm trying to anticipate all those things, but evidently we don't have enough people here. We don't have enough engagement. But nevertheless, I'm very glad for everybody who is here today, and I'm very glad for the budget passage and all those approvals. Um, and I'm super hopeful that, the rest of this summer and the rest of this term is going to be more engaged and more productive. Um, so I believe that concludes my report. Any updates from the e-board? Maggie?
I will say after this, I will be working on the meeting minutes. So if anybody has any concerns about the minutes or like how your things are going to be worded, reach out to me. You can always reach out to me about the minutes or if you need some kind of supplies for the office, if there's a problem in the office. So after I get my license, I should be in the office at least once a week. So you guys can expect to see me there.
Funny story, we have a quorum right now. Do is
Are
does
we going to
that
open this can of
point of
worms?
Good day,
point of
folks.
inquiry,
Can
does
we
that
please
count?
count?
Yeah. We got Martino,
I
Mays,
apologize for
Lunger.
being so late, folks. I had a major meeting.
Okay, I mean you're here now. We got Martino, we got Mays, Lunger, Bill, uh Wesley Perez, uh Obra, Williams, Fetete. It's 9. Did I miscount? I'm sorry, y'all. I think I miscounted. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. That's 9. Um,
Also, we would have to motion to go back to all.
yes.
So someone would have to do that, and I am.
Director Bella, the answer to your question is no, the can of worms remains closed.
All right. So the next item on the agenda is updates for the e-board.
I'm hoping to get our board right to work on May 25th. And we have a big event coming up May 29th from the Saudi Students Association. They'll be having a big event outside the clock tower. We have given them the special initiatives funding to be able to host this event because they're expected attendance probably around 100 people. They invited the provost, the president. It's gonna be a big celebration, so you guys are all welcome to come. I know I'll be there. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Any other updates from the e-board? Okay. Hearing none. Any questions related to executive reports? Speaker Fetete?
I guess this is. So in regards to like individual timesheets, are those made or do those need to be made?
Maggie, you can speak.
Very good. Very confident. But it's very easy for people to put their hours in and for supervisors to keep track of the hours, if you'd like me to send that to you.
Could you send it to me as well as the president and vice president so we can all discuss it?
Yes. Yes, point of information. The three of us, the president, speaker, and myself, need to have a finance meeting. So. Okay, any more questions related to executive reports? All right. Advisor Miller?
DJ because they both signed up. Thank you.
Okay. Moving on, any comments from our gallery of one? You got it. Any further comments, gallery?
No.
All right. Any announcements? President Black?
I just want to say thank you all so much for sticking it out. We really appreciate getting the chance to vote on some stuff, even when it seemed like we were going to lose quorum for a moment. And I personally really appreciate the chance to discuss even those items that we couldn't vote on. I'm really frankly, pleasantly surprised and very encouraged by how active and vibrant this meeting was in terms of discussion and debate and just general participation. And it makes me happy to see where things are headed. I could have said that at the end of my president's report. Didn't think to. That's on me. I yield.
All right. Thank you, President Black. Mr. Speaker?
In regards to the menstrual products, we need people to distribute them. I will package them and teach you how to distribute them. We just need people to do it, and it's fun to do. I can't walk across the campus for reasons.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Anybody else? Any further announcements? Anybody online? All
Could I
right.
have
Hearing
a
none.
meeting with
Oh,
Apple?
I'm sorry. You have
Can
a
you hear
meeting
me?
with who?
Could I have a
I can hear
meeting
you
with
now.
one of you uh, can I have a meeting with one of you guys after this? Or a call?
Sure. I can call you maybe about 3:30. Does that work? All right.
Uh,
Any further announcements?
I'll text you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hearing none. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Moved by Speaker Faitete, supported by Legislator Obra. This meeting is adjourned at 3:07 p.m.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It means a lot. Have a great day. See you next
Yeah.
week.
Have
Thank
a
you.
great
Bye-bye.
day. I'll see you
Have a good
next
night, everyone.
Thursday.
Quick question. Quick question.
Ask away.
When are you sending out the summer sheets to the people who already filled out their work form?
Yeah, that'll be out by Monday. There's just a couple of things that we have to work out. But you can track your hours and send them directly to me.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, VP
All
Baker,
right,
can you
thank you.
message me once this recording is on the drive?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, thank you. I'll try and do it sometime today.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'll probably sign my work referral tomorrow.
All right.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.